Good evening and welcome to the Department of Elections press briefing for Election Day 2025. This is our second press briefing today. My name is Susan Beals. I'm the Commissioner of Elections for the Commonwealth of Virginia. We'd like to start tonight by thanking our local election officials, including our general registrars, our electoral board members, and our officers of election for running a very smooth election today. While their work is not complete tonight and continues later this week, we want to make sure they know how grateful we are for their service to their fellow Virginians. Now, I'd like to walk through the PowerPoint presentation we have prepared, which covers information on election night results reporting and what to expect in the days ahead. As of 7 o'clock, the polls are officially closed in Virginia. We are going to briefly go through our election night reporting results website for you to give you information about that, and then we're going to talk about next steps in the post-election time period and the dates and deadlines moving forward. Election night results are not official. They are entered by general registrars. They are published on Elect's website at vote.virginia.gov. They are updated in real time and finalized by localities after an extra check on November 14th. They are then sent to the State Board of Elections for a third check and will be certified by the State Board of Elections on December 1st. Where to find election results? You can go to vote.virginia.gov on the front page of our website, and you can click View Results. As soon as you click on that, you're going to see a map of Virginia. You can click on any locality on that map, or you can type the name of the locality into that space bar there, and that will give you the information that you're looking for. We're going to be populating 5 types of results. Tonight, the types of results you're going to see are early voting results, which is people who voted during the 45 days of early voting, election day results, which are people who voted in a precinct today, and mailed absentee results, which are people who voted by mail. The provisional ballots and the post-election ballots will not be reported until November 14th. When looking at the results, you can look at individual race results, and then if you'd like to see the results by locality, click in the lower right corner that's circled there, and you can view them by locality. When looking at a race by locality, you can click on the vote method up in the right-hand corner, and that will tell you how people chose to vote in a locality, what method of voting they used. You can also look at your results by precinct within a locality and also look at those by vote method to determine how people voted in your precinct. One of the features that is new this year is the provisional ballot by precinct reporting. That is something that was required as a result of a legislative change. So that's a new column there that you're going to see populated under vote method. Additionally, we have one other feature we wanted to make you aware of. We have a close races filter now. So if there is a race that is within a 2% margin of victory, when you click on that box, those races will be populated for you to look at. Just to briefly go over the post-election timeline, obviously today is election day. Starting tomorrow, the canvass begins, in which local electoral boards go back through and double check the results that have come to them from the precincts on election night. Their results are due to the state on November 14th. And then from November 14th through November 28th, the state undergoes a third check and reviews those results once again. On November 17th, the State Board of Elections will meet to pick one House of Delegates district at random to conduct an audit of, a risk-limiting audit, where they will hand count a selected number of ballots to confirm that the results match what the machines reported on election day. And then finally, the results of the election will be certified by the State Board of Elections on December 1st. So to recap, we check our results in Virginia 3 times. They are checked by the officer of election in the precinct on election day. They are checked during the canvass by the electoral board, and they are checked during abstract review in the Code of Virginia, and it is run by a court. Candidates who would like to have a recount, the losing candidate, must first request the recount, and only those races that are within a 1% margin of victory are eligible for a recount. So it has to be a margin of victory of 1% or less. If the margin of victory is between 0.5% and 1%, then the candidate will pay for the recount. If the margin of victory is between 0 and 0.5%, then the locality will pay for the recount. In any event, a recount must always be requested. There are no automatic recounts in Virginia. The time frame for a recount to be requested would be after certification. So after December 1st, candidates will have 10 days to request a recount. So finally, I would like to thank everyone again for your attention. We would like to thank all of our local election officials for their participation in the election today, and I'd be happy to take your questions. I think we're going to start with questions in the room.
Were there any issues in localities with voting machines or having to move any precincts today that you can talk about?
One of the issues that we were made aware of was a power outage in Virginia Beach in precinct 54. That is the Lansdowne High School. They were able to keep voting even though they lost power because they had a battery backup in their voting machine and emergency lights that came on. So voting did not get paused in any way there. That is the one power outage that I do have to report today. I think in the earlier press conference, I did report that there was an emergency polling place move over the weekend due to a car crashing through a church building that had to be moved. But those are the only two issues I have to report. Any other questions, or are we going to move to questions online? Okay. All right. Well, with that, thank you so much for your attention, and we look forward to being back in touch if we need to throughout the canvass period. Thanks again for a very smooth election.